That's just sports, baby.
Crowd goes wild. Strawberry ice, bringing fire and style. Reds, Bengals, Bearcats, all in my zone. This is my stage, my mic, my throne. Boom, like a hammer, I'm breaking the game. Strawberry ice, you're gonna know my name. Sports Talk Thunder, hear the podcast roar. Cincy's line is kicking down the door. Step into the ring where the passion ignites. Talking sports all day and all night. From the field to the court to the roaring stands. Strawberry ice with the world in my hands. Boom, like a hammer, I'm breaking the game. Strawberry ice, you're gonna know my name. Sports Talk Thunder, hear the podcast roar. Cincy's fine is kicking down the door.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, Iceman Jeff Trunapole, and as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view. And as always, I'm coming to you live from the Ice Cave. And the Ice Cave is brought to you by Priority Lawn and Landscaping. If you guys need anything mowed, shrubbery replaced, paper patios, trees trimmed, anything. I mean anything related to lawn and landscaping. Think Priority Lawn and Landscaping. Don't think it. Call them at 513-430-6114. That's 513-430-6114. I also recommend you follow them on Facebook. That way you can see pictures and videos of the work they have done. So give Johnny a call and tell me you heard about them from Sports with Strawberry Ice. Also, mark the date. Dine for 9, September 9th. We'll be at the Moorline Lager House doing a live show there from 5:30 to 7:30. It's the Dine for 9 for the Joe Burrow Foundation. 9% of the food you order and drink will go to the Joe Burrow Foundation. Now, Moorline Lager House is not the only restaurant that's doing it, but this is the only one that I will be doing my live show at. It'll be me, Joe Farsing, as my co-host, along with the Bengals' all-time leading scorer, Jim Breach, and two Bearcat legends from the Final Four team, Corey Blunt and Terry Nelson. Also, I'm going to have this stuff out hopefully tomorrow, but Moorline Lager House, we are going to be doing the tailgate again there. Now, it's $50 for tickets this year. They would include your gratuity and tax and everything, so total would be $64, which is cheaper than last year. That includes all your food and all your drink. Trust me, I'm going to have a lot more information about it tomorrow. But remember, we're going to be doing that each and every Bengals home game, and then we're also going to be doing watch parties there at Moorline Lager House. So keep an eye out for my social media stuff, Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff. I'll have more information coming out very, very soon. What is up there, everybody in the chat? We got Brad and the Strangers in there, and Brad. Brad wants the house zone until the Bengals sign a right tackle. Well, if you listen to what Zach Taylor had to say, he says starting right tackle, or excuse me, right guard is on the roster. That tells me it's Casey or it's Rivers. We'll see what happens. But with that being said, we have officially the 53-man roster. And Trey Hendrickson aside. I did not get a chance to talk to Joe about this yet. Very, very curious how Joe feels about Trey signing for basically 1 year and not an extension. But let's get to the man, the myth, the guy who used to be bald. Now he's not. He's got hair. He looks so pretty. It's Joe Farsing. What's up, Joe?
I feel pretty, oh so pretty. I feel pretty and witty and wise. Oh, hey, what's up, man?
What's going on, brother? How are you?
I am okay. I'm ready for football to start. Like preseason games, they don't mean shit. Week 0 of college football. I don't care about what was Iowa State and Kansas State playing in Dublin. I'm ready for Thursday night. I'm ready for today Thursday. So 12 days from now, the Bengals kick it off up in Cleveland.
Thursday night, the Bearcats play, baby.
Let's fucking go. And Travis, the most important Bengal or most important Bearcat in the NFL, Travis Kelce, now has a fiance.
Oh God, I could.
Really you know how quickly Du Bois and all the bookstores would sell out of UC gear if Tay shows up sporting the C-Paul. I don't care. Like, so good on her for all her music. Like, I don't care about her music, but how awesome that would be for the fandom That if she were to show up there at GEHA Field sporting the C-Paul or some.
That would be pretty cool. Is there truth to the rumor that he's going to be take Swift as his last name now instead of
I mean, he should do whatever in the hell she wants. I mean, that she is. He's a millionaire. She's a billionaire. So
exactly
whatever she wants.
But to be honest, I could care less about them getting engaged. Congratulations, that's great. Love is grand. Love is awesome. That's cool. I don't care. I mean, I'm not a Swiftie fan. I like Travis because he played for the Bearcats. I hate him because he plays for the Chiefs. So it's kind of a love-hate relationship I have with Travis right now.
He's also corny. He's really corny. Like he's probably a decent dude, but he just comes across like a wrestling heel, and it's kind of corny.
Well, I at least like it that he cut his hair back to the way it used to look. I mean, last year he had it all slicked back and curled. He got rid of the beard and had a much.
All right.
What are you doing? At least you look like Travis. Anyway.
Hey, people are allowed to mess with their lettuce, man.
Yeah, you 2 years ago you were bald, and now you're bald.
Fully coiffed. I'm fully I'm as fully coiffed as I get.
Exactly. All right, so I got to ask you this. I like I said, I asked the question off the air, but I said I want to wait until you give me the answer on the air to get my full reaction. But I'll tell you, I am ecstatic. I'll tell you mine first. I'm ecstatic Trey Hendrickson signed. I think the Bengals are going to cost themselves more money in the long run if they try to sign him, because this just gives him more incentive to go get that bag. There is a chance, not a good one, but there's a chance that they could sign him because they did sign T, and maybe this is his last year. But here and now, this year, 2025, we got everybody signed. We got everybody happy. We're set to hopefully have our best chance to win a Super Bowl. That's where I'm at. Beyond that, we'll see how it goes. What's your thoughts on the whole Trey Hendrickson thing?
I'll be honest. I'm kind of ambivalent about it. That we dealt with this shit for what, over a calendar year. I mean, this was going into, when was it, at the end of 2023 or was it before? I can't remember when it first.
He started bitching about it after he signed his contract extension. That's when he threatened to retire.
Yeah, that was in 23, and then 20, and then going before, was it? But right before last season, or was it in the off season?
I don't think he said anything last year that I remember. Okay. But I know the year before that, I'm like, dude, you signed a contract extension. What are you complaining about?
Yeah, but like after all that, all we end up doing is just, I mean, he earned a bump in pay, and he's making twice. He earned it. But this is really, this is the best that both sides could come up with. I mean, it's basically he's playing on the franchise tag.
Like, and Joe, the crazy thing is, I haven't read anything where the Bengals can't tag him next year. So correct. There was no tagging clause. Right. So now, if they tag him, it's going to be freaking $40 million or more.
36. It's 100. It's 120% of what his salary is. So
I mean, if he goes out and gets 17 sacks again, I wouldn't put it past the Bengals going, hey, we're going to tag you.
I just want to hear at the end of the season, whether it ends after week 18, whether it ends after the Super Bowl, whatever. Just, we're going to work to re-sign him, or we're going to part ways. I don't care. Like, I care, but I'm tired of the drama and bullshit. Just come out, say, hey, we're going to part ways. We appreciate, the 5 years that he's, Warren, he's been, one of the best defensive ends that we've ever seen in stripes. We wish him well in the rest of his career. Or, hey, listen, we're going to tag him with the purpose of, like, whatever. I don't want.
Yeah, right. They tagged T with the purpose to sign, and that was the negotiating thing they worked out, which it could happen. I don't know if it will or not. They might part ways to be done. I have no idea.
It's weird because Trey got, like, that was the entire thing when the Bengals offered him 3 years and 93, whatever. Mm-hmm. He didn't want it because he wanted guarantees in year two, because after year one, I mean, they were voidable years that would have left, minimum dead money. And he ended up signing with no guarantees past this year. So it's like, what? This was just a goddamn waste.
That's kind of what Greg is saying here. Let me bring this up here. He said, total waste of an age's time. All this for 1 year. He's not going to be ready to play in gain shape in Cleveland. Nah, that I don't agree with.
I do believe that he's going to be ready.
Yeah, and the thing is, one thing Zach did say, and it's the same thing Zach said about Chase last year. They've been in all the meetings. He's doing everything in camp except practicing. He's in shape. He's working out. Yes, I know there's a difference between game shape and just in shape. So yeah, but he's at 2 weeks. I'm not that worried about it. I mean, Trey's he's got to put his fingers in the dirt and go get the quarterback. I mean, it's not the same as Jamar Chase trying to get on the same page as Joe Burrow with not practicing. So I think I don't know for a fact, but I'm not that worried about it. I think he's going to be fine and ready to go.
They don't seem to be worried about it, and I'm really not. Again, and this was pretty much when I said that it would come when they'd end up coming to whatever extension, or was right after the last week of preseason, so they have 2 weeks to ramp up. I mean, this is when the Bengals do their deals.
Right. Stranger says here the tag will be too high next year for what Trey will be worth. If he gets 17 and a half sacks or 20 sacks, no, it won't be. He would be leading the NFL in sacks for the third year in a row. If that's
if he's anywhere between a dozen up, and we can't expect him for another 17 and a half. I mean, that's an exceptional season, and he's done it back to back years. But if it's 12. 12 15 sacks, then that's absolutely worth that, because unless Shamar Stewart and Miles Murphy come out and prove that these guys are ready to go,
right? Which I mean,
it's why I really wish that they would have guaranteed money into year 2, because it gives them a little bit of runway.
Well, I heard the thing is, I don't know this for a fact, but stuff I heard is the year 3 guaranteed. That's what I heard, and it's just a rumor. I don't know if any of us actually know what they guaranteed, but I always heard it was the third year that the Bengals weren't willing to put any kind of guarantee on. That's what I thought it was.
I don't think they were putting anything in year 2.
They might not have been, but everything I heard was that. Which, I mean, like I said, none of us actually really know. I mean, there's
right.
So either way, I mean, the point of this thing is like right now, here and now, he's signed. He's got $30 million freaking dollars. He got
signed, sealed, delivered. He's yours.
He's ready to go. So that's where I'm like, I like Dale said on the show yesterday. Let's go to game 1. Let's go beat Cleveland. Let's start out 1-0. That's what everybody's focus is right now. And that's what we did. And this actually got done like here lately. I thought it wasn't going to happen till like the week of, the way things are going, and the way they did it. Look, Trey could save face, said, because he wasn't going to play on that contract. He's not. He got a raise. He didn't get the guarantees or anything he wanted. So it's kind of a safe face for him and a safe face for the Bengals. Which that's the thing is, I don't think the Bengals cared about paying the money or giving him the money if he's worth it. That's their whole thing. They don't, and it goes back to Geno Atkins, Carlos Dunlap, and they signed those guys for long-term contracts, and they dropped off. But the thing is, too, the Bengals don't really get out of contracts in their history. They usually play their contracts out, to be honest. There hasn't been a lot of guys that they release early.
Yeah, it's kind of silly, but I don't know. It's just weird to me. Like, I don't understand. Like, there's nobody to pay next year. Like, you want money for free agents, but is Dax Hill or Juice gonna command a huge extension?
That's actually me, one of my guys at work were talk about that at work last night. I'm like, unless they have a great year, they're still not going to be up there to where Trey is going to be. I don't think there's still. Those are guys that could probably
be had for like $12 million a year or something like that, because they've yet to really prove any sort of consistency. And even if they go out and have a really good year, like they're not going to be getting top of the cornerback room.
They're not going to be breaking the bank. So I mean, that was the other thing I kept saying too. Is like they got the money to do this. They could have just guaranteed him the money and been done with this, but they didn't. I mean, and that's the one good thing going into next year is. The only person that we have the same conversation again, the only person we have to pay on our own team is Trey. Same conversation again. But again, I go back to this. Let's say he gets between 12 and 17 sacks. He's going to get a raise. Somebody's going to pay him $40 million or $36 million to play. Either for the Bengals or not. So that's where I keep going back to. It's not over. And I still think that Trey wants to play here. I still think the Bengals want him to play here. they're just not willing to do the guarantee as long as Trey wants to. And we'll find out if it happens or not.
Yeah, we got time.
We got time here.
Let's play the season.
Exactly. All right, Dustin. I don't think many other defense guys extension out of Trey in the next few years. Al Golden will want his guys in. I could just see Dax Hill. And that's the thing with this defense. I've said this before. We got all our money on offense. The defensive guys are all under rookie contracts, or even if the ones that are going to expire, if they have a really good year, they're not going to break the bank. I mean, so we financially, the Bengals are in good shape right now as far as anything. So, hell, we could have money to go get free agents next year. We had them this year. We had money this year to do it, and we didn't do it. But we won't have a whole bunch of contracts because one thing that the Bengals did, they did what Joe Burrow wanted. Jack Pat went on Radio Row and said, I want T, I want Jamar, I want Mike G, I want Trey. He got what he wanted. So now it's time for them to put up or shut up, to go get this done.
Yeah. Paul's thing where it said, yeah, it is his age. But at some point to put the best team and not just the team like of guys that are in the certain age bracket, you have to pay for, overpay or guarantee money for someone who's going to be 31 next year. Yeah. Like, he's going to be 31. Like, he had a great season at 29. Don't really think he's going to fall off a cliff at 30. Like, especially because he's just a pass rusher. Like he's not very good. And as he gets older, he's going to be taken off the field more first and second downs and become like a Danielle Hunter. Danielle Hunter's got 30 sacks over the last 2 years as an older player who's just a pass rush specialist. So yeah, he's not going to drop off the cliff so long. Like, just manage him. And again, like, he's not very good against the run. So yeah, he's going to have to come off the field anyway.
Well, and that's
so I don't have a problem. Like, that's a stupid thing, but by the Bengals that that it's because he's going to be 31 for the bulk of the year next year.
Yeah, the thing is, and I really want less snaps off of him this year. To be honest, I wanted less snaps off of him last year. That's hopefully Joseph Osai, Miles Murphy, and Shamar Stewart can actually take a step this year and take some of the snaps away from him because I want him fresher going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
KB from KC's, if Logan Wilson isn't the same, he could be on the chopping block soon. With the linebacker room, I don't know about that because they don't have a lot of depth there, to be honest.
Yeah, but he looks old and slow, and you've heard me say it. Keep that room churning. Like, Oren Burks is in his 8th year, and that's Now, yeah, he hasn't had 8 years of starting, but I mean, but it's right. But we're talking next year because they drafted 2 guys relatively high.
He said soon. I thought he meant like this year. I'm like,
yeah, I think he meant next year.
Okay. Yeah. Next year he might be. Yeah.
But I think Wilson needs to be on this. I think they need to have the same amount of rope with Wilson that they had with Pratt in terms because Pratt showed his age last year. He showed he was slow. Wilson has slowed down a ton. And if he's not getting it done, then you need to put Burks out there. You need to put Barrett Carter out there. Like, get him off the field. Or even, like, I can imagine them going after a linebacker here after cuts.
That's what I told somebody on Twitter. I'm like, I put the 53-man roster out there. I said, this is not the roster we're going to go to in opening day. They're going to add somebody, I think.
The numbers don't make a lot of sense. 5 tight ends is dumb. 8 offensive linemen is dumb. You need more than that. 11 defensive linemen with 6 defensive tackles. You don't need 6 defensive tackles. I'm sorry, Eric Gregory's or Howard Cross are going to end up being waived and then try to sign back to the practice squad. You can add a linebacker. Like, the numbers are there because these are the guys they at least wanted to get to the first cut, but I guarantee there's going to be some movement.
Were you surprised the center from Ohio State didn't make it?
No, because he was still looking rusty with injury, and they're going to be able to, he's not going to get picked up. I really don't think he's going to get picked up.
That's what I'm afraid of, that he's going to get picked up.
I don't think so because he's still coming off injury, and every team had a chance to get him, and it's not as if he showed. It's not as if he showed a ton. That he was healthy and ready to contribute.
So if they pick somebody up, do they have to put him on the 53 roster? They can't just pick him up and put him on the practice squad? Is that the way that goes?
To clear when they're on waivers, yeah, they've got to go on the 53. Once they clear waivers, and I don't know when the actual what the time frame is, and then when they clear waivers, then yeah, you can sign you can sign anybody ready for or anybody that can be placed on the practice squad.
Now, were you kind of surprised that which I was a little bit, Cal Adamitis didn't win the long snapper job? That one kind of.
I didn't follow the actual competition because it's a long snapper, but
I just thought because
I was a little surprised. Like I thought Adam. God,
yeah,
I still struggle with that guy's name.
Adamitis.
I don't know. I mean, I thought he was fine. I didn't think he was like a couple. I know on some kicks there was issues with a couple snaps, but only a couple throughout the entire year. But this the other guy that like they like him. So okay, it's a long snapper. It's just so long as not everybody knows your name. If people know who you are and you're the long snapper,
it's not good.
Yeah, if the average fan knows who you are, then yeah, that's not a good thing.
Brad says he thinks the waiver hour is 72 hours from the time they were cut.
It's probably from 4:00 today because that's the actual deadline. So Friday.
I agree with Natty. Safety room is one that I'm more honestly right now. I'm more worried about safety room than I am guard. I would like them to get in our guard, but if you listen to Zach Taylor's press conference, he said that the starting right guard is.
He said he thinks, but
the way he's talking about Rivers.
I don't put anything into that, to be honest with you. It's coach talk. He's not going to say after he just went through all the cuts and everything. Oh yeah, no, our starter isn't here, even though we got rid of a bunch of guys.
I didn't expect him to say that. I would expect him to say something like, "Well, for every position, we're going to scour the waiver wire and see what we got if there's somebody there we want." Not just necessarily. That's the way I would expect him to answer it. As coach speak, to sit there and say, yeah, I think our starting right guard is there. And the way he talked about Rivers is the one that, because I've been high on Rivers. I like him a lot. I think he eventually can be a starting right guard. And just hearing Zach talk about that, like he might be our starting right guard sooner than later. And maybe I'm just reading into stuff too much, but that's what it's kind of sounds to me.
Yeah, we'll see. Christopher asked if it's Logan Wilson's last year. He's actually under contract through 2027.
Yeah, he signed a contract extension, 2 years
ago? It was a lot longer than what you should do for a position that requires just to be incredibly athletic. So, but the Bengals do dump stuff like that. So, what do you get? I mean, they can get out of that after this year. I think if it's a post June cut, I think it'll be $3 million dead cap money for the next 2 years, which is manageable.
And that's saying, and now he's right. Golden is really fond of Logan Wilson, which he is. I mean, so
it's also he's going to want. Yeah, he was here when he was drafted, but
he drafted him
right. Yeah. But if he feels that he's not getting the job done, then he's going to want his young guys in though too.
You would hope so. I mean, that's my outlook. I like Logan Wilson, but if he's not getting the job done, I don't want to go through what we went last year, where we had Von Bell keep taking snaps away from Jordan Battle, and we had Sam Hubbard, who again I love Sam Hubbard, but he kept taking snaps away from Miles Murphy and Joseph. So I don't want to go through that again. Yeah. If Logan Wilson isn't doing it, get Burks in there, get somebody in there to one of these younger guys to take the snaps. And which would I mean, and that's kind of where I'm at with right guard. If Rivers is the best guy, then put him out there. If that's who you have on your team. I just don't. I kept waiting for him last week to sign Reisner. To me, it's looking less and less like they're going to. I don't know.
Well, I mean, nobody's signed him yet, so I honestly wonder. Again, he will probably get signed Friday when everyone is, basically between now and Friday, because now everyone they're all the spots open, and he now knows everyone's depth chart and can pick where he wants to go.
Right. I always mess this guy's name up. Nostradamus? I think that's what it is. Golden said his best players are going to play no matter what, if they're vets or rookies. Which that sounds fine to me. I don't know if he said that.
That should be the way it is. But we also had Lou Anarumo. Also, did you see that Mike Hilton was waived by the Dolphins and is now in town, or will be in town to go see to go to Indianapolis under Lou, where he will probably play over somebody who's younger and more athletic. Don't block the whole camera.
There's a hand there that's really screwing me right now. No, I did not know he was in Indianapolis. Okay.
Or he's lined up to go to visit Indianapolis.
Ah, there you go. Natty said problem with signing Dalton now is getting late. No way to expect him to start in Cleveland. He signs with the Bengals. It'll take a while. Yeah.
I think that's okay though, because Patrick looking like again the tape crunchers, the
grinders, the tape grinders.
Yeah, exactly. Tape grinders, and PFF had actually a decent score on him after Washington.
Right.
And the guys Grinding Gibbs said he was fine. And again, you don't want to bring in somebody who's not completely ready to go when you're facing the Browns, who have one of the most talented defensive lines, and that's with Mason Graham looking completely out of place right now.
Yeah, that's where that scares me to have Rivers there. But you are right. He has graded out well, and my biggest concern is, well, hopefully he plays good. But the other one is his health. Hopefully he stays healthy long enough throughout the season, because if he doesn't, then it's either Cody Ford or Rivers, which.
Well, and Lucas Patrick, because they'll get rid of. Actually, I don't know. Let me check the.
That's what I'm saying. Lucas Patrick. If Lucas Patrick gets hurt, then it's.
Oh yeah. I thought you meant Reisner.
No. The hands are messing with you there.
Yeah.
Natty Ron, I love the extra. I'm a dad girl. I feel you, Joe.
She's a lot. I love my daughter, but she's a lot.
Oh my goodness.
She's gotten the dad look many times, and it doesn't
phase her.
Yeah.
My daughter's 21 and still tries to get me to do stuff, and it works sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
So, was there any? I'll get back to this. Was there, like I said, is there anything that you are surprised with the roster here? I mean, like I said, we talked about tight ends. I'll go there because I won't say I was like. But we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 5 tight ends. I kind of thought we might have 4, but Cam Grandy and Tanner Hudson played really good, so I guess you couldn't keep them off. Were you surprised at anything with the tight ends about who made it? Like between, I thought Tanner Hudson was going to make it. I thought they cut anybody if they cut anybody, it would have been Grandy.
I like Grandy because he is the kind of the 1-for-1 replacement for Drew Sample. If Sample goes down, Cam Grandy is your blocking tight end that can, that he can be your move back or your H back. That's why I assumed he was going to make it, especially because they got rid of Tanner McLaughlin with the injury settlement or whatever the specific contract was. Tanner Hudson has kind of just become the cockroach that won't go away. Like he's fine, but
he's
a
good
guy
preseason, dude. He played good.
I know, but you have 3 guys ahead of him on the depth chart, and Gesicki and Fant. Fant is a better version of Hudson.
Oh yeah.
And Grandy fills a different role, so I kind of thought that Hudson might be the guy out, and he still may be. Again, I don't think they're rolling into Cleveland with 5 tight ends on the 53.
So you think that's the move? Somebody's getting cut before, and they're adding somebody. Natty says Hudson's getting cut.
I would not be surprised if he's waived and they brought him back onto the practice squad. Well, I mean, it's just for a team that has so many depth issues on the offensive line, and depth issues on the. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'll put it this way too: if you do cut Hudson, he's the one that is most likely to make it through waivers. Grandy might not, being his age. So I could see your point there.
Well, it's also, I mean, none of the rest of the tight ends are good blockers. Mike Gesicki's not a tight end. It's really dumb and wasteful to list him as a tight end. He's a power slot. So that right there is kind of silly. But Fant and Hudson are aren't exactly inline tight ends. They flex them or whatever. So,
so you would have cut Tinsley or Burton and put Gesicki as a wide receiver?
No. I'm saying like he's listed as a tight end, but he's a wide receiver. So it's silly to have him listed as a tight end when he really does nothing tight endy.
Well,
besides being really big.
Well, that's what I'm asking. If you don't list him as a tight end, then you'd have to list him as a wide receiver. Then you're losing one of these two. That's the whole. That's right there why they didn't do it.
Well, I think they would still keep. They've kept more than 6 receivers before, so it's not as if they would have to get rid of somebody in that room.
They have to get rid of somebody that they got us now. I'm just
no,
thinking if they do that, who would they get rid of? I'm just talking. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just talking. Like if they did do that.
Burton because of injury and he, yet to really show anything.
Burton be the only one they put him on IR, I guess. That's about the only.
Yeah, I mean he made it through, but I feel like that's something that they could do if they need to squeeze out an extra spot. But again, like they have 8 offensive linemen, and they need more than 8 offensive linemen. Like they really don't have a locked in starter at right guard, and the guys behind him are either Cody Ford, who, God love him, plays his ass off. He's not good. And Jalen Rivers, who's been a guard for all of 3 weeks in his career. What's that?
College. He played guard in college.
I thought he mostly played tackle and guard, and it was just because of traits.
I don't know. I have to defer to the draft guys, but I'm pretty sure he played more. I won't say a lot of guard. I don't know. I'd have to look that up, to be honest. Natty Rock.
I was going to say, don't worry. I will look that up for you because that's what I do.
Yeah, I'm sure. Just so you can prove you're right. Natty Ron says, "What about cornerbacks? Do you sign a vet?" I more want a vet in the safety room. I'm happy with our cornerbacks. I really do think Cam Taylor-Britt's going to have a good year. Dax impressed the hell out of me last year before he got hurt. I like Cam Newton. DJ, I like our cornerback room. I've pretty much said that from the get-go. The room I would add to right now, if there's anything to add to, would be the safety, especially since Dejon Anthony is going to be out for the first 4 weeks, and that's just for depth. It's just solely depth, because because I think Tyson Anderson can, if Stone or somebody, Tyson Anderson come in there and play okay. It's just behind him. That's where I'm. And was it PJ Jules? I think that's who. Am I right there?
Yeah, he was the surprise but he's a special teamer.
Yeah, but he would also be this backup safety, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
So that's So that's where we're at. So
yeah, I think, and I'm not as confident about the cornerback room as you are, but I don't think it's a pressing. I feel like the 6 guys that they have can be decent, can be a decent room. Like, are they going to be? Is going to be Revis Island out there with anybody? No. And you're still not sure who that third cornerback is going to be, depending on if DJ Turner can stay healthy, if it's going to be Fig or whoever. But I mean, there are guys that can play cable. I mean, Marco Wilson comes in and does some good things whenever he's pressed into issue. I'm surprised DJ Ivey made it because, frankly, he looked awful and has had injury issues. But for someone who's literally the 6th cornerback, whatever.
The other thing that'll help, which hopefully this is what we didn't get last year, which will help the DBs. And we talked about this, God knows how many times Tuesday night on Moreline Logger House last year. Get pressure on the quarterback. They get more consistent pressure on the quarterback. That makes your DBs and your secondary better.
Yeah.
If they could do that, and that to me is the biggest thing that we need to improve upon from last year. We got to get more consistent pressure other than just Trey. So that's where hopefully Shamar Stewart can come into play there, and Miles Murphy and Joseph Osai, and hopefully these guys will step up. The thing I can't wait to see is Stewart moving up and down the line. Now I think Natty Ron asked in the chat here if Trey would move up and down. Trey's gonna be right there on the right hand side or left hand.
For whatever reason, they don't move him around.
They don't move him. Now I have not seen. Well, we haven't seen him play. Maybe Al Golden will do something different, but they've never moved him. And I don't think, from what I've heard, I don't think Trey wants to move. I think he likes it there. So, and it's one of those things. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It worked out pretty good the last 2 years. So I don't see them moving him up and down. The one that they said they're going to move is Shamar. So let's get some here, Zach. I think Jordan Battle would make a great sidekick, but someone else needs to be back there.
I worry a lot about Battle because he has looked worse each year, and he looked completely lost in just in preseason. Like I'm really worried about
the
him.
The whole defense looked lost in preseason.
Yeah. But him especially.
Yeah. But yeah, that's where I'm like, they need somebody else in that room, I think. Dustin here, secondary is the unit I'm most worried about. Now, is that the whole secondary or just the safeties or all of it? Because I'm not as worried. I think we got some decent cornerbacks. I really do. I like them. I mean, I think they're all athletic. They all got good ball skills, as long as they stay healthy. And I do think Cam Taylor-Britt is going to bounce back from last year. I know he had an awful year and started coming back toward the end last year. It's too big of a year for him to do that again. If that makes sense. And once he gets money, so that the money always makes people play better.
You hope so. I mean, the fact that like he has zero certainty after this year. So
now this would be interesting, and I'm with you on this, Dustin. He said I have a prediction. Stewart is going to end up being a 3-tech a lot this year. I would not be surprised. Put him next to BJ Hill and Slayton.
Honestly, you know who I think is going to end up there? Miles Murphy. I think when they bring out in pass rushing situations, they're going to bring out that NASCAR unit. It's going to be
could be on the inside.
It's going to be Shamar Stewart and Trey on the edges, and then Josai and Murphy on the inside.
Well, hopefully we'll get to see the NASCAR package. We've been talking about that for, at least I've been talking about it for the last couple of years. We never got to really see it.
Because the defense gives up too many points for them to be able to be in a shutdown mode.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, my biggest concern, and again, that it's why they have 6 defensive tackles on their room, or in the room, is again going back to pass rush, because there's still nobody on the interior again, unless you're moving an edge inside on passing downs. There's nobody that can rush the passer. BJ Hill gives a little bit, like he's okay.
He's it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Slayton, that's not his role. They have Chris Jenkins as the backup 3 technique. He's not a pass rusher, which is, considering that he's undersized, it's weird that his game is run stopper and not pass rusher, but whatever. McKinley Jackson is, I don't know what he did that has completely got him, like, basically, like, everybody's down on him. I'm not sure if he just clashes with Jerry Montgomery. But I mean, there was talk about him not making it. Not making. I don't know how much that was true. And then the rest of the guys. Yeah, and then the rest of the guys that you've got Howard Cross, the third, Eric Greger, who are both UFDA rookies. So,
yeah, that's where Shamar. I agree with what Dust said, that Shamar will be inside a lot, and you might be right. They might move. They're gonna have to move somebody in there. I mean, because BJ Hill gives you, like I said, a little bit, and that's the thing. And his best year was the Super Bowl year when we had the rotation of him and Larry O and DJ Reader, and we haven't got that since then. Hopefully we'll have that. And I'd say maybe we're going to have that this year with Slayton, BJ Hill, and Shamar. I mean, that could be that rotation, because Shamar's going to play a lot of different places. He's going to be inside and outside a lot.
See, what I think would be fun would be having him. I mean, I don't know how much he was actually asked to cover, but have him line up, because he's got the athletic ability, line up as an outside backer, and then have your regular 4 down, just on special, and then you can move him wherever, and you still have your 4-man front in case they run a draw or, surprise you with a run.
They're going to move him around a lot.
I hope so.
And he's athletic enough to do it. And like I said, his thing in college is he was faster than everybody. He just was told to go beat the guy in front of you. Now he's got to work on pass rush moves and all that stuff, and dropping back in coverage more, and which it'll come. And I'm not saying it ain't. We might not see a whole lot from him week 1. I'm not really expecting him really to shine until maybe the earliest week 3, week 4. I think once he gets his feet wet of what he's doing, and I mean, is that too conservative, or what do you think I'm off on that?
Honestly, I don't really know. It depends on how comfortable Al Golden feels that these guys are. There's not a. I mean, I'm trying to think what turnover is there. There's a new left end. There's a new nose tackle, and you've got a new linebacker. So I mean, you've got a handful of new guys. I don't know. Like it's not going to be a kitchen sink game where they throw basically everything. So we'll see. Probably not going to be a whole lot of exotic stuff outside of maybe some twists and stunts and stuff like that. But he seemed to run. He seemed to do really well on the stunts and the the limited action that we saw him. So
yeah. Zach here also says, I sincerely don't want to see Joe have a QB battle with Flacco week 1. It would be concerning.
Listen, I would be okay with that because Burrow's been kind of shitty in week 1s. So if it's a shootout, that means he's at least hitting. We know the defense isn't going to be good, but if the offense comes out actually clicking, okay. I'm okay with that. I've got more confidence that Joe Flacco is going to make a mistake because he's 175 years old than I think then the defense would completely get torched time after time after time after time.
And the way this defense has looked, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this defense is going to get better. Again, I'll put the defense like Shamar Stewart. I don't know what they're going to look like week 1, but I think they're going to get better as the season progresses. At least I hope so. If they get worse, we're in trouble. But
I honestly think the first 9 weeks, the first 8-9 weeks, I forget when exactly they have their bye, but somewhere around there, they're going to struggle. They're going to look a lot like, because it's going to be mixing and matching, trying to figure out with with live bullets, who the best personnel is going to be. So, but I feel like the second half of the season, they're going to play a lot better because they're going to figure, because they have talent in most spots. It's just figuring out where, who that guy is, because there's no one to build around on defense. They need to find that guy to build around.
Right, and that's the thing. Is like this defense, it hasn't looked good, but it's not like these guys aren't talented. They have a lot of first and second round picks on this team. These guys got talent.
Week 10, which is perfect. They have 9 games before. They've got the bye week and then 8 games to finish out. So
there you go. So that's where I give my hope is, and I know you hate the word hope, but the hope is they get better. Then that's what we have right here is. And they should. That's what
I think it's more expectation than hope, because it is. I mean, it's still a lot of guys.
Yeah, they have
guys in year 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, I mean that's expectation, and also they have to get better because we don't have anything else. They have to get better. Dustin here. If we can't get a pass rush against Cleveland week 1, that's concerning. Their O-line is kind of a mess. So I wouldn't be concerned. It's week 1, and our defense it's going to get better. That's where I'm like. If anybody thinks the way this defense has looked, if they're going to come out and we're going to get a pass rush and I think it's going to be a shootout. I mean, I honestly do. I'm going all in. I think this is going to be a shootout, and I'll take our chances with Joe Burrow and the elite versus Joe Flacco and whatever the hell the Browns got there on offense. So
I'm looking at their lineup, and outside of God, I don't know who I would swap out from the Browns roster to ours, except maybe Joe Batonio and White offense. Teller. Yeah, like anybody on their entire 2 deep. Mm-hmm. Like they're bad. I mean, DeJuan Jones, that was the huge dude from Ohio State that everyone thought looked good, and then he actually got into a starting role, and he looked like someone who's like 7'12" and 500 pounds.
Yes, Matty Myers told me about that all the time. DeJuan Ice. I'm telling you, DeJuan Jones. We gotta get him.
And they didn't, because I mean, that's surprisingly. I'm actually really surprised that the Bengals didn't try to draft him, because how much Mikey Boy loves his Buckeyes.
Yep, exactly. Let's see here, Brad. I'll take. They will get better each week as they get used to Golden. Yeah, and the thing is too, what I'm going to be interested to is. The defense was so vanilla and so just straight line and no schemes or anything. What is the scheme going to look like? How is this going to look different? Because that's the biggest thing is they didn't scheme anything up. They just played it, straight up. Now the part that irritated me is missing gaps, missing tackles.
Yeah,
that's the part that I'm like, that's the concerning part to me. That's stuff. Even if you are playing vanilla, you should be doing that, and they weren't. So
yeah. It's and a lot because they've got younger guys. One of the big runs on, I think this was still Washington. I think it was Rodriguez's big run. Shamar Stewart got too deep, and Demetrius Knight didn't get deep enough, so there was a huge gap in between the 2 levels that he could just slide through. Mm-hmm. And these are things that will get cleaned up. The guys were and then Logan, I think it was Logan, tried to come across tonight, and they got their feet tangled. I mean, Logan was doing what he was supposed to do, trying to come across, but Logan Wilson isn't winning that foot race with a running back anyway.
Now, one thing, Jerome says the Browns always play us good. I mean, it's an AFC North game. Everybody plays they're good. But
there's not a lot of blowouts outside of the Browns randomly blowing us out for weird, random games.
I get tired of that narrative with the Browns. Oh, we own you. Like, dude, half the games, Joe was hurt, or we didn't give a shit about the game. It seemed like.
It's annoying to lose to them when you're clearly the better team. I mean, Burrow hasn't played really well against them in his career, but ultimately. Yeah, ultimately, like Bengals have the better record in the Battle of Ohio anyway. Like, so what are you talking about?
Exactly. Dusty's going back to the defense thing. I'm not talking about the defense as a whole. Week 1 Iceman. I am talking guys winning one-on-ones. That really is what pass rush is all about. Yeah, well, that's still something that I think is going to improve.
Trey Hendrickson versus DeJuan Jones makes me happy because DeJuan Jones is a statue there.
Yeah. And Shamar might do something. I don't know. I mean, we'll just see. I mean,
he's still learning his technique. His athletic ability is going to get him to the quarterback.
Right?
Can he finish? Who knows? But
yeah, my thing is like go back to the other comment. He'd be conservative if it's shootout. I'm not. If it's a shootout, which I'm honestly I'm expecting it to be that. To be honest, I'm expect for the first month and a half of the season, our offense is going to, and for the majority of the season. We're going to have to win because of our offense. We're not going to win games because of our defense. Now, we thought in 2021 when we went to the Super Bowl, we were saying the same thing. Our offense is going to have to carry us. Well, that's not the way it was. Our defense is what really carried us. I Friday night, I went back and rewatched the 2021 AFC Championship game, which was freaking awesome. And I sat there and watched that game going, how the hell did we beat them? Because we didn't do a whole lot offensively. It was our defense.
Yeah.
That's what did it.
Like I'm looking at I'm sorry, finish it.
I'll just say that's what did it. So and our defense was not a juggernaut that year, and our defense was not supposed to be the better side of the ball for us. It was supposed to be the offense. So that's all I'm saying is our defense can get better. Go ahead.
And the Bengals defense was bad last year, but I'm looking at the shootouts. Lost the shootout to Kansas City. Lost the shootout against Washington. Playoff teams. Mm-hmm. Lost the shootout against Baltimore. Playoff team. Lost the shootout. I guess really wasn't a shootout. Philly kicked their ass, but lost the shootout to Baltimore. Playoff team. Lost the shootout to Los Angeles. They met playoff team, right? Did they make class? Yeah. So lost the shootout to Pittsburgh. Playoff team. Dallas. I don't know if that was really a shootout. That was a weird game. And then beat Denver in a shootout against the playoff team. Like they didn't give up. Like.
And that's the thing.
They lost like it was good teams. I mean, giving up all those points to Pittsburgh in that shootout was fucking annoying because they're not good, we let them run all over them. But whatever.
And the thing is, all those games we lost, if you go back and watch, you make one or two plays offensively and defensively, because there's some times where we could have held on to the ball, and if we could run the ball a little bit more, which I think we're going to have do a better job of running the ball consistently this year too than we did last year. We would have won those games. So it was a lot of coming down to a play. Like, just go to the Kansas City game. Dejan Anthony doesn't get that flag. We probably win that game. I mean, Tanner Hudson doesn't fumble the ball. In the first game, we win that one. I mean, there's so many games. In the Baltimore game, in Baltimore, when we're going for the 2-point conversion, if the fucking referees would have called, I don't know, one of
25 flags.
One of the 5 flags on the 2-point conversion, we probably win that game. Now,
it's games like that, again, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but it's games like that can give people a lot of credence. Gives a lot of credence to people saying the outcomes are pretty preordained, unless it's a blowout and the refs can't do a lot lot about it.
I remember that. There was a still shot last year where there was a face mask to Joe, a face mask to I think it was Ted Karras, holding on their.
Yeah, was it Hudson or Gesicki? Hudson, yeah.
They're attacking them before the ball even got there. In this one shot, I'm going, how the hell? And I'm like, how did you miss that? Now,
I don't get all of the penalties missed on Burrow.
Yes.
One guy's job is to watch the quarterback. It's not as if you're one of the deep. I don't know all the names of like the side judge and the deep guys that are, they're back there in the defensive backfield, but they're also looking for holding stuff. Your entire job is to watch the quarterback in the pocket, and you miss the guy's head almost get yanked off like Ken Anderson's against the Steelers in the 70s.
I mean, in that game in Baltimore, there was at least three or four times they late hit Burrow and never called it.
But again, I'm still pissed that those guys were allowed to late hit. I'm like, where is somebody?
Right.
And again, I think Fairchild will be this guy. I don't know if he's there yet, but somebody needs to get up and body slam, take a penalty. I would happily have someone like give up 15 yards for standing up. When Burrow got horse collared, nobody did anything.
But in that
you're letting someone yank your quarterback down, violently, and you're not getting in his face.
But in that first preseason game, where they got him to jump off sides. I think it was Commanders, right? Was the first preseason game?
Eagles.
All right, they got the Eagles to jump off sides.
Eagles.
And the guy was running, kept running. Fairchild damn near clotheslined him and grabbed him. You're not going. I'm like, yes, that's what I want to see. But yeah, then you got where they horse collared him and nothing really happened. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Gregory, he's right here. He says, tough early September, October. Browns, Jacksonville. Those aren't tough. Minnesota, are they tough?
Who's JJ McCarthy going to be?
And their wide
I thought he was incredibly overdrafted, and then missed an entire year with a knee injury.
And I know it's week 3, but their wide receivers are already hurt. Detroit, yes. Denver, I think that's gonna be a tough one. Green Bay,
they're in Denver too, and that's really difficult.
So I agree with you with the last 3, but Brown, I honestly right now I think I'm saying we're 2-0. Browns and Jacksonville is a win. Minnesota, I think should be a win. We there's a very good chance we could be 3-0 going into Detroit. So yes and no. The second half, the bottom half here, Detroit, Denver, Green Bay, that's tough.
Yeah, if after 6 weeks they're 3-3, like I'll be okay with that.
I won't be ecstatic, but I'll take it. This is what I said. If we get out of September or October and we're 500 or above, great, because we don't hit our stride till November. We've been below that, for the last couple of years, even the year with the Super Bowl and the year what's the AFC Championship game and the last 2 years. So
and then you've got kind of you have maybe not a soft landing, but like after Green Bay, your next 3 weeks at home against Pittsburgh, which I'm curious if they will have imploded by then. Wow, Christ, 3 straight home games. At home versus Pittsburgh, at home versus the Jets, Justin Fields, not the answer at quarterback.
Sauce.
Right, exactly. And then the next week, the Bears.
The Bears.
So
the Bears could be. We'll see how Caleb does. They could be better, but we should still beat them.
I think that's still a 7-10, 8-9 ceiling, but it's at home. So if they get to the bye week at 6-3, again, ultimately I don't care how you get there. Lose to Cleveland and then beat Green Bay in Green Bay. Cool. If you're at 6-3, I'll be okay, because again, the second half of your schedule has some tough games, but you still have Pittsburgh again, who I just don't think are going to be very good. You've got New England, you got Miami and Arizona, and and then you've got your tough games. But there's 10 wins right there without even factoring in beating Baltimore or anything like that. So
let's talk about the Steelers here real quick. People are like, Aaron Rodgers, which I understand. He's going to be over a year past his Achilles, and he was throwing the ball better. But who's he throwing the ball to? They traded Pickett, which I know he's a head case, but that was the best wide receiver. They got a tight end, and they got rid of one of their best defensive players. So I'm just like, I don't see how people are like, oh, Pittsburgh's back. I'm like, maybe I'm just too much of a Bengals homer, but I just don't see it. And Aaron Rodgers is going to be 42, 43. I mean,
he's 41. He'll be 42 in December.
Yeah.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers, he's not Aaron Rodgers of 10 years ago.
No.
He's at best a middle-of-the-pack quarterback, I believe. Jalen Warren, he's a good running back, but how's he going to do getting the bulk of the carries? DK Metcalf, good when his head's on.
Yeah.
And then you have
And they got Cam Ward, or not Cam Ward. Is it Cam Ward? Their defensive tackle. Is it not
Hayward?
Hayward. Thank you, Cam Hayward. I thought he was not happy. Is he not going to play? I mean, I haven't heard anything about that lately because he went on this big thing that he wanted a contract extension. Have they figured that out yet?
I have no idea.
I mean, is he even going to be there? So
he's 36. Why is he still productive? Why is he still good? It really pisses me off.
So 30-year-olds.
Yes, as of yesterday, he was still holding in.
Okay. Well, there you go. You barely. The funny thing is, you heard all this noise about Trey Hendrickson. Only time I knew Cam Hayward was even holding in was when he had his little press conference. I didn't even know he was even holding in until then. But the Bengals, went, oh my God, we got to talk about that. Like, whatever.
Because they love how it is. Like the NFL and its subsidiary ESPN. Or ESPN and its subsidiary NFL, whatever the hell you want to do it. They have their villains and heroes, and that's how the narrative's going to go.
Well, we're about to be heroes this year because we're winning the Super Bowl. Damn it!
They still won't be heroes. It'll be played up as the bad guys.
My hero. Okay,
right. I mean, but again, this is why you shouldn't give a shit about what's being said, especially on ESPN, because that network is just fucking garbage.
I don't really care, but it also brings up good conversation and stuff.
Yes, I can't. Well, I'm too close. Yes, Volson did get cut.
Yeah.
It was an injury settlement, so he is no longer a Cincinnati Bengal. He's not on their IR. He gone. Which kind of sucks for their depth because wasn't excited about him starting, but in a pinch, you got a guy who's started for 3 years, or Cody Ford or Rivers, who you don't know.
One thing Dusty here says, love to be media hating the Bengals. I hope it stays like that. One thing I will never forget. Was it first things first? That long-haired dork, whatever his name is on that show,
Nick Wright.
Yeah, he's a huge Kansas City Chiefs fan. I loved listening to him cry when we beat them in 2021. Yeah. I can't wait for that to happen again. I was so going to tune into that after we beat them week 2 last year, but we didn't. I was like, man, I was ready to go. All right, Joe. With that being said, you got any parting words of wisdom before I get you on out of here to Houday Nation and before we do this all over again next Tuesday?
We got a Bearcats game for real in 50 hours. I don't know what time they actually kick off Thursday at GEHA EIEIO
at Burrowhead.
Whatever the hell. Yeah. I don't know what the team looks like. This is the question with all the transfer portal. I don't know what the team's going to look like, but I'm just ready to see action out there, and then I will be there in person the following week at Nippert.
Brad says at 9.
9. Okay, it was somewhere between 8 and 9.
9
o'clock. Really?
Yeah,
I gotta stay up late.
Poor you. I gotta be up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'll have no sleep whatsoever. I gotta take a nap.
Well, that's a you problem.
I'm excited to see Sorsby. I can't wait for the Bearcats. You got a score prediction? You think they're got? I don't need a score prediction. Do you think they got a shot at winning? Really, seriously?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Cats by 90.
There you go. Do you actually think they have a shot? I think they have a shot. I don't know if it's a great shot, but I do think
Nebraska was like 7-6 or something last year. This isn't 1997. This isn't even Eric Crouch. This isn't Zach Taylor.
Right.
They have a former offensive lineman, the little boy, who's trying to cosplay as Patrick Mahomes. Did you see the pictures of him, of Dylan Raiola? He's basically completely changed his hairstyle, the way he dresses, facial hair, to try to look like Patrick Mahomes. Someone called him out on it, and he said, it's not my fault that I just happen to look like the guy. I mean, same goofy-ass, curly, wavy hair on top with the side shaved, the little pubes on his chin because they still can't grow real man facial hair.
Yeah.
Right. Like, just looks like some short and curlies. Same goofy-ass sunglasses, like trying to look like his twin. Like, and then you see pictures of Brandon Sorsby and how fucking yoked that dude is. Have you seen him being in the Monster Factory for a little over a year? And like, yeah, you can try to look like Patty. We'll take the guy that looks like he's spent all the time in the gym working out and getting himself ready.
Exactly. Well, I can't wait. 9 o'clock Thursday. It's going to be fun. Joe, appreciate it. Hopefully, we'll be talking about a Bearcat win next Tuesday, brother. See ya. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Go check out Joe. Just go check him out on Twitter and tell him he sucks. Just kidding. I love Joe. Thanks for watching. I'm live streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, Twitch. You can follow me on all those along with Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. I will be pulling off the sound later on tonight, put it on the podcast. Do me a favor, go listen to it. And then rate, like, and review. Leave a 5-star review and a comment so more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. And of course, exactly, it shows fire. Hit the likes up there. 8 o'clock your time. Nice, Natty. Nice. 9 o'clock here. And show sponsors here. They are as follows. Priority Lawn and Landscaping. You guys got big properties, small properties, any properties. You don't want to cut the grass. You don't want to do the landscaping. Maybe you got a business that you need some lawn and landscaping done. Maybe you got a project that you've put off for years and years, or you just got an idea in your head of what you want your flower bed and stuff to look like. Give probably a lawn and landscaping call. Call it 513-430-6114. That's 513-430-6114. You can also follow them on Facebook. Check out all their pictures and videos. And when you call Johnny, tell him you heard about him from Sports with Strawberry Ice. Also, shout out to T Properties. Quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. And, of course, Meyer Window, Door, and More. Their website is MeyerCincinnati.com for all your window and door needs. I got it in my house. I highly recommend you get them in your house. They're easy to clean, energy efficient, great-looking windows. Meyer Window, Door, and More. And remember, mark the date, 9 for 9, the Joe Burrow Foundation. I'll be down at Moline Logger House on September 9th. For a live show. I'll be doing it from 5:30 to 7:30. Special guest, all-time leading scorer for the Bengals, Jim Breach. 2 members of the Final Four team for the Bearcats, Terry Nelson and Corey Blunt. Come on down early. Get your reservations. 9% of the all the food and drink bought goes to the Joe Burrow Foundation. Now, Moreland Logger House is not the only restaurant that's participating in this. So there's other ones that got it listed on their foundation website. But this is the one that I will be at doing my show. So if you guys want to get your reservations, the event is at the top of my Facebook page. Go there and click on that and get there early. Also, we will be doing the pregame experience at Moreland Logger House before each and every Bengals home game, 3 hours before the game. We will also be, and that it's going to cost you, let me get my paperwork over here again, $50. Now, they also do gratuity and everything put in there on taxes, so it's a total of $64. But that includes all your food, all your drink. So all you can eat, all you can drink for $64. That is cheaper than last year. Last year was $75. So this is $64. All you can eat, all you can drink. We're going to have a great time. Also, we're doing watch parties down there during the season. So come on down. There's no ticket for that. Just come on down and hang out. I'll be having some fun down there. Drinking, eating some food, and hopefully watching the Bengals on their Super Bowl run. Other than that, you guys have a wonderful day. And remember one thing, and one thing only. Hold on, Natty, you're right. We got to get Tony on this show. Go do me a favor. Leave him a talk back tomorrow. Tell me he's got to come on my show. Remember one thing, and one thing only. That is Who Day for life. And throw it up. That's just sports, baby. See ya!
Another great show. You guys still here? The show's over. You can come back tomorrow. I'm out of here. See ya.